All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome again to our usual class, third day's class. My name is Rumi, and I'm going to be your MC for today. Okay. I'm gonna say hi first. Well, you guys can open your camera so I can see that you are ready for the class. Maybe I'm gonna say hi to Ka Adi Haryandi. Are you there, Ka Adi Haryandi? No? Okay. What about Kadiyop? Hi, Kadiyop. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm preparing my video. Wait.
Okay. Take your time.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
Nice. How are you doing today, Kak?
Just fine.
Fine. Okay,
I'm
cool.
ready for the class.
That's nice. So what you excited about today's class?
I'm so interested about the topic, medical robotic.
Yeah, medical robotics.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed the class for today, Kak. Thank you for
Yes.
joining
Very
as usual.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome.
And then, hello, Kak Zainal. Kak Zainal Fanani. Hi. Hello. Can you open your mic? You're still muted. Your microphone is
Yeah,
still muted.
the admin has muted me.
Oh, well, everyone who just
Yeah,
come in, we need to mute ourselves. Yeah. Okay, so
all
how are
right.
you doing, Kak Zainal?
Yes, I'm very cute today, as I'm
That's
still
good.
working on my office.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
this is
bad.
my office. My
Mm.
office hour was finished, but I'm
Mhm.
still here to waiting for this meeting.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you're gonna enjoy the class today.
Sure,
Okay,
sure,
thank
I
you.
will.
Yeah. Maybe for the last, I'm gonna say to Karayan. Are you ready to open your mic, Karayan? No?
Oh, me?
Oh, yeah. Hi,
Right.
Karayan.
Hello. Are you?
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm a little bit late because
It's okay. It's okay. And how's the weather in Germany?
it's actually sucks today, so it's raining outside, so and it's very cold
Oh,
also. Yeah, but it's
yeah, I
not too cold as
see.
well, but yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah. I see. Well, but I hope you're gonna enjoy today's class. All right. I'm gonna start the announcement. Let me share the screen. Hold up. Okay. You guys can see it? Okay. Can anyone confirm that you guys can see the screen?
Yes,
Yes.
Kasrom.
Okay, cool. All right. So welcome to the largest English community in Indonesia, Britzone. We claim to be the largest community because it's been like 20 or 21 year. Yeah. All right. And then who who we are. Britzone is like what is it? An English community. We provide like English education, and it is of course a free and open platform for everyone who wants to join. And then it's based on volunteerism, so we don't get paid or anything, but we just love to do all these activities and provide it for everyone to learn English in a fun ways. Okay, so we have Britzone Tuesday class. Tuesday class is for online and offline class. It starts at 7 p.m. and it focuses on enhancing speaking skills through wide range topics. The For the offline class, we can go to Perpustakaan Kemdikbud in Jakarta Selatan. So it's Jakarta. And then we have the Brits on Thursday class, which is this current class. It's only for online class and it starts at 7 p.m. also. So we touch four skills in English. We for listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So we're not only what I say. Sometimes we bring topics like book clubs and then like just any various topics, just like today, which has a robotics medical, which is quite. Interesting topics. Not everyone are familiar with it, but I hope you guys gonna enjoy today's topic. And then we have Britzone Fun Day class. Uh, it's it is on Saturday for offline, and it starts at 11 a.m. We really want to bring various fun topics to discuss for this session. So if you guys are not so far away from Perpustakaan Kemdikbud, please go ahead and join our offline class. And then we have Britzone Outdoor class. It is an event that is held once a month on Saturday. We learn English with activities outside of the classroom. So sometimes we can go to a cafe, museum, nature, or etc. Any kind of activity. You guys can check our social media, what kind of activity we're gonna offer for this event. And then, well, please follow us on our Instagram, YouTube, and then like on our TikTok and Discord community. I mean, it's gonna be a really good if you guys join the Discord and make it quite an active thing. So you guys don't have to only attend the class on Tuesday and then at Thursday or Saturday, but you guys can talk and communicate every day. If there are a lot of people active there, that's gonna be fun. All right, so to join the community here, the Discord, you guys can screenshot it. I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can just check the live streaming later on. All right, and well, these are the Britzone merchandise. If you guys wanna order it, the tumbler, please contact Kak Zaki or Karinti. And then for the Saturday class, the offline class, you guys can order the pre-order mie Aceh. Here you can contact what is it? Direct contact the Kedai Rencong through the WhatsApp number here. And yeah, we are collaborating with Japi. You guys can use our code here to get some of the benefits of through Japi. Japi is an AI application that can be your partner to learn English. And then, well, as an information, we are sponsored by Perpustakaan Kemdikbud. Okay. All right, for the final information, after the speaker give the presentations, please don't leave first. Get ready to open your camera because we're gonna take a picture together. All right, I think that's all for the announcement. Wait, stop sharing. All right, I'm gonna say hi to our conductor for today. Hello, Kitty.
Tell me.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, here Kagiri is what is it? He's my senior in university. He did physics engineering. I would say he's the smartest person in our university back then in my physics engineering, and then like after he graduated from our university, he went to Netherlands and uh already graduated his master for what is it, your major in University of
Uh,
Mhm.
so I took Master of Embedded System program. Yeah,
I say,
it's called
wow.
Master of Embedded System. Maybe it's quite new, or I don't know. It's quite popular in Indonesia, but it's a mixture between computer science and electrical engineering. So you will learn a lot about hardware and also software at the same time.
Okay, I see. That's
Yeah.
cool. And why you bring the topics about what is it? Robotics and medical. Is it one of your research during your study there?
It was one of my research topic before. So it's quite different, no? Because this one, the topic about medical robotic is my main focus for my doctoral degree before.
Oh.
And for
Mhm.
my current project, it's mostly about the signal processing. I'm sorry if you hear some baby crying in the background, but yeah.
It's okay, Kak. We hear nothing. Yeah. But
Okay, good.
really yeah, but really thank you for your willingness to join our class today. And well, the time is yours. Go ahead, Kak.
Yes, just one question. I think we also didn't do that before. Can I share my screen here? Yes,
Oh,
right?
can you are you still not able to do that?
Let me just try it first. Please let me know if you can see the screen.
Yeah, yeah, we can see it. Fine, Kak.
Yeah. And how about now?
Okay, it's all full screen.
I can see it.
Good. Okay, nice. Yes. So first of all, thank you for everyone that attended the class today, especially for the committee here in the Britzone. It's an honor for me to give some speech about the topic that I've been doing so far. It's about the medical robotic here. We talked before about several things, but at the end we agree with this topic. Yeah, I mean, it's a really a wide topic, so I tried to make it a little bit narrow by just giving some introduction to the topic itself. And if you have some question about the term that I use or maybe some unfamiliar word, just please share your hand and then I can answer it immediately. Yeah. So let's start about the presentation today. So I will try to make it into five sections. First about the introduction in the medical robotic and also the medical devices as one of the category in this robot. And also we continue with the assisted robotic, biorobotic, and at the end, there's a conclusion about what we have discussed. So I will start with the medical robotic. Perhaps it's not a thing that you will see in a daily life, but here I think it's better if we can talk about what is the robot itself. Uh, People can say a robot is a thing that you will see like a picture here in the slide, but also there are some other type of robot that maybe you never see it before. So maybe it's good to mention that the robot itself is a pre-programmable tools or part that can be used in a various programming motion and can be used to perform a lot of tasks there. So it's mostly about a tools that you can use for several function and also can be reprogrammed. And when we talk about the medical robot itself, then it means that the robot that are used in the health science. And for the task itself, it can be done for surgery, medical training, rehabilitation, therapy, or assisting people with disabilities. So the thing that we will discuss about today is the robot in the medical field. And what makes a robot a so special in this field? Because when we think again, compared to the human, with the robot, you can perform such a high precise movement there. And when we talk about human that perform some surgery, for example, there is a lot of possibilities that, for example, the doctor can be tired or the time is quite late and doctor are quite hungry. So there will be some mistake there. But with the robot, it's quite different. It can always give you some accurate result and accurate measurement, accurate movement that will increase the result of the task that you done. And the second part is about safety. When we talk about the high precise movement, think about surgery in the eyes, for example. If you make a small mistake, then perhaps it will also affect an organ or something that are not supposed to be touched. So with help of robotic, you can do a dangerous thing that may be quite dangerous for human, but for robotic it can be more safer. And when we talk about the performance itself, we talk about the robot can work for over a long period, but for human, maybe it's limited to 1 or 2 hours. And after that, you need some rest, but it's different with the robot. And there's also a factor of infection or radiation that maybe for a human, it's quite limited that you are able to enter a specific room, for example, for the X-ray, but for robotic, it's safe for them to work on that region. So that's also one of the benefits why medical robotic is important. And for other function, I think here I also put sensor because with robot you can put some pressure sensor, temperature sensor, which can help you to monitor the patient condition. But as a human or as a doctor or as a clinician, you are not really sure if you make some mistake and then there is some, how to say it, like a change in the patient condition that may be an indicator that you should stop or you should give another prescription to them. But with the robotic part, with the robotic sensor, it can help you to monitor it in the real time. And let's talk about the safety concern because this is one of the main requirement as a medical robot that should fulfill. Because for example, why we choose robot? With the robotic part, you can limit the scar that you get, for example, from a surgery. Because with robotic, instead of making a big surgery there, you can make a really small hole to perform the operation, and as a result, it will give you a less scar and at the end will also make the recovery become faster. As we can see here as the second advantages using the robot to help you for performing a surgery. And the other point is the reduction of the trauma. What I mean here is because now you make a smaller and smaller uh, hole to the patient body, then it will reduce the risk of bleeding, which also means it reduces the pain, and at the end, it also reduces the infection. And because of these advantages, you can start thinking, so if I want to make a robot as a tool that can help me to perform a surgery, then it needs to give at least this advantage to the patient. But if it gives a worse result, then perhaps you should think about that. Shall I use this tool or maybe it's better to just do it alone? So now we talk about the group of medical robotic itself. Normally, when I talk about medical robotic, people will start thinking about a tool or a machine like the picture that you see here. But in reality, you can see there are several variations to the medical robotic itself. So I try to categorize them into these three main groups. First is medical devices, and then the second one is the assistive robotic, and the last one is the biorobotic. What are the difference between this group? I will explain it in the next slide. So, okay, first of all, we talk about the medical devices. So the robot that are used in the medical activity. There are several things here that you can see from the picture, and my main focus for today is more about the surgical robotic and also drug delivery devices. For the surgical robotic itself, let's talk about the surgical approach first. Like, what is the process of what is the common method that normally a surgeon perform on the human? So, in the very early stage of surgery, we know about the open surgery, which means here you need to make a big hole directly to the human and then perform surgery directly to the body area. This is how to say it. You can see where's the location and you can perform it directly. So it's easier for the doctor to do this, but for the patient itself, it will give a big trauma for them because the recovery will take a lot of time to heal, especially when you perform a big opening like this, then you need to make a big stitches also to the patient body. Then it will take some time there. Then after a while, people start thinking about, okay, let's just use a tool that we have right now. And instead of making a big hole, we can use this laparoscopy approach. What does it mean by laparoscope? Here, instead of making a one big hole, we can make a smaller hole, like you see here in the picture, that you can insert the several tool there and then perform operation using this tool. Normally, you use 3 tools in maximum, and one of them is a camera. So the camera itself will help you to guide where the tool should be and where's the target of the operation, and the other two will perform the operation. Indeed, this technique called minimally invasive technique. So it will reduce the trauma for the patient. But still, you can see that you need to make some small incision to insert the surgical instrument there. Then there is another technique called nodes here. Instead of using, instead of creating a new hole, you use a natural hole from your body to insert the instrument, the surgical instrument. So one of the example here, you can insert the instrument from the mouth or from the bottom part of your body, like the anus or the vaginal here, as you can see from the picture. And you can see that even in the third stage, we are managed to make a scarless surgery from this technique, but people start thinking about when you use a rigid tools like the laparoscope here, there's a risk that you will make some damage also to a closed organ. So that's why people start developing a new tools called flexible endoscope. So it can bend, it can make a flexible movement, it can follow the shape of the human body. So it will at least help reducing the pain to the patient. Now let's talk about the robot itself. How can we use a robot to help us to perform the surgery? Here is one of the example. It's called a Da Vinci surgical system. It's been a while, actually. It's like in June 2000 that people start using this machine to help them to perform a surgery. From this thing, you can see that there are three main components from this robotic part. The first part is the control center or the control center. Here, you can see my mouse that the surgeon will perform the operation from this main console. It can move all of the surgical instruments that are being held by the patient cart here by moving the joystick in this console center. And for the person outside the room, they can also see what happened during the surgery using the vision card, or you can see the third part here that give you what is this doctor do during the surgery, because now the only one who can see directly the location of the surgical instrument is this doctor, but from this patient card you can see that, oh, now the patient are being surgery in this location. So from here, then we can start think about, okay, then what else? What kind of robotic part that can be done? Because here it's mainly focused into a laparoscopic procedure. But in reality, there are several types of robotic as well. Like, for example, here, if you talk about a wheelchair that can be programmed to move, that's also a part of the robotic devices. And also there is this flexible endoscope, and also there is this one, a miniature of a heart that can perform a function of heart as an alternative if your heart is broken or not function normally. But in terms of application, we can also categorize this medical robotic as, for example, the robot to perform a brain surgery, the robot to perform an operation in the thoracic area, or a cardiac surgery, as you can see here. And the other part, you can also categorize the medical robotic, depend on the actuator that you use to move the robot part, because now what you see is normally the robot need electrical supply to move the motor inside the robot. But there's also, for example, here a pneumatic actuation that use a high pressure gas to make a movement to the robot. It is important when we talk about performing a surgery in a magnetic resonance MRI room that are quite, how to say, sensitive with an electrical field. And there is also this one, for example, a tendon driven that you try to move the robotic part using a string like this. It's one of a technique that you can do to make a flexible endoscope moving. And there's also a magnetic actuator that you can see here. Maybe it's not look like a robot. It's more like a slime, but this slime, you can try to move it or perform several tasks by adjusting a magnetic field around it. So you can control where it should go, what it should do by adjusting the intensity and the direction of the magnetic. It's quite interesting, actually. And yeah, this one is the workflow of the operation itself. So normally when you put a patient, you don't perform surgery directly to the human body. It's no, it's never happened like that. So what you need to do first, you put the robot and the planning in a certain places in a certain room. Then you make a scan to the human and then use the image from that scan to make a planning, like where you should insert your instrument, where you should insert the needle. And from that plan, then you should prepare the patient itself, make a bed for it, as you can see in the picture C. Then in the picture D, then you start by registering the current position of the patient with the current position of the plan that you have beforehand. Because as you can see that the robot doesn't have eyes as a doctor. He cannot see anything around it, so you need to supply this information, which is why medical imaging is also a part of the medical robotics that are really important to make sure that the robot can perform the task quite well. So after the registration, then you need to put this a tracking system. What is the purpose of this tracking system? The purpose is to see where's the location of the needle while you perform the needle insertion. Otherwise, you just insert the needle and then you don't know where is it now. So that's the importance of this tracking system in the current procedure. And at the end, you need to position the biopsy using the medical tool uh, according to the plan that you have decided before, and then you can start the operation. So it's a long process, I can say. And in each step, there are several things that need to be done, but this is the main step that you need to do before performing a surgery with a robot. And talk about the medical imaging. Maybe some of us know about several image techniques here. For example, an X-ray that you can see here in the third step. So it's called a radiography. But there are several other techniques as well called CT scan or MRI that can help you to see the 3D images or 3D visualization of the patient inside. And there's also ultrasonography or ultrasound that are quite popular. If we talk about a pregnant woman that would like to see her baby, then you can use this technique because the other one is quite complicated. But with the ultrasound, you can see a real-time image. And maybe the other part that quite interesting is this one, the optical navigator, visual navigator, or electromagnetic navigator. This one, maybe it's not for the medical image, but it's more about tracking the device that you use during the operation. So it's more about the tracking technique here, the last part. And I think it's one of the procedure also that need to be done in a hospital. For example, here I would like to introduce with the technique that I've been doing during my postdoc, during my doctoral degree. I think that's one of the thing that we are developed. So it's about the irreversible electroporation. It's a technique to ablate the tumor. So to kill the tumor using the electric field. So the process is you try to insert two or more probes around the tumor and introduce an electric field there. Basically, when you start introducing high intensity of electric field, then you can start see that the cell become open and then it will destroy by itself. So the advantages of this technique is you can reduce the damage to a surrounding tissue because it's not using a thermal or you not burn the tumor cell directly, but instead you use the electric field there that are unharmed for the other cell. Here's one of the visualization how is the technique done. So to perform this technique, you need to insert multiple needle in a parallel way. And after the needle is inserted, then you can start applying the electric field there. That you start seeing that there will be some opening in the membrane, and the membrane will be broken, and at the end the cell will die. So that's kind of a result that we are aiming for with this technique. It's quite different than laparoscope, so that's why I bring this was for the example. And what is the challenge actually? The thing is you need to position the electrode as precise as possible and it should be parallel. Otherwise, the intensity of the electric field will be less effective. And the number of electrode also, it's not one, not two, but more based on the tumor size that you will work on. So this is one of the robotic part that we are proposing. We use a 3D printer to build the robot to support the needle insertion there, where you can use it to put the needle in parallel. And there are several movement of the robot that you can adjusting using this technique. And the thing is, we use a pneumatic actuation. So you can see a lot of pneumatic tube here. So we use a pressure gas to make a movement to the robot instead of using an electric field. Because we use this device inside an MRI room. So this is one of the example how it's moved. And this is in the Y direction. I think it's, you can see it better here. For example, this is one of the software that we use to make a planning how the robot should move. We make a planning first, and then we send the command to the robot, and the robot will move the needle position based on the planning that we send to them. So that's a quite introduction, short introduction about the device that we have been developed before. Now we go to the second group. This is called assistive robotics. It's a wearable robot or rehabilitation devices. So the main function is you would like to help a patient to recover to their normal condition. So what does it do? It help you to make a movement again by giving some devices. For example, here, some device to help you to move your arm or maybe your leg or maybe other region. The benefit is to make the recovery of the patient faster and also can give some personalized exercise. So if you are unable to do some type of movement after a surgery, then this kind of robotic devices can help you to give you some good exercise, let's say, to train you and move your muscle in a certain way, and hopefully your muscle will normally function again. So for the rehabilitation itself, you try to divide it into several categories, but in short, you can divide it into a upper body or a lower body. Upper body more focused into the arm or a neck region, but for the lower body, it's more about a leg movement. This is one of the example for the rehabilitation devices that you can see here. For example, in A or in the B, that elderly can use these devices to train his arm motion into a certain configuration. And for example, here in the second picture, the lower limb rehabilitation, it can train your leg to move or do some exercise, for example, to climb the stairs. Or it can be also helpful, for example, in one of the cases in Japan, this kind of robotic also used to help the tourists to climb a mountain. So it can also reduce the effort that you need to spend by using these devices. So instead of using all of the power, maybe 40% or 20% less. And for the last category is the biorobotics. This devices is more focused into mimicking the function of the organs, or it can be also a part of the body part simulator. As you can see here, that you can develop a robotic that has a similar, how to say it, output as a newborn or as a patient under uh, cat- a certain pathology. And using this simulator, then you can give some training to a new doctor. So, for example, here I try to provide some video, I think. Yeah, this called a GOMAR. So, it's the name of the patient simulator that it can mimic the movement of the eye. So, if you yell on him or try to give some certain medication, then the expression of the robot can be also changed. The nice thing is it will give you a natural movement as a real human. So you can be certain that if everything is in a good order or not. This is one of the all that you can try to configure some such a eye movement or give a tears to the robot. So it's quite, how to say it, impressive. And the best part of the patient simulator also you can perform, for example, the ultrasound measurement or try to check if you insert a needle in a certain direction, what will happen to the patient. So you can do some training using these devices.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's really good. So they don't really have to use real human to do the practice.
Yes,
It's much
indeed.
safer, I see. Yeah.
And you can also get real bleeding cases even here. So that's one of the technology that also available in this field.
That's so advanced.
And now I think because of the time limitation, we just go for the conclusion. So first of all, with the medical robotic, what you can do, it can improve the technique that have been done in the hospital and enabling several techniques that will give a big advantages both for the doctor and also for the patient. And if we talk about the efficiency that can be given to the hospital. So when you have a better surgical outcome, it means that the patient will take less time to recover. So the room will be much more available. And for the hospital itself, it can take more and more patients. So it means that, yeah, it will give some benefit to the hospital and also for the patient. And the third one is for the medical robotic itself is not limited into surgical devices as we see before, but it can be also used, for example, for the rehabilitation or for the medical training or uh, some example that I also didn't explain before is artificial organ. So there's no, I think, yeah, they start developing this artificial heart. So if you have a heart failure, then you can use these devices to replace your heart and then perform a function of heart using this. And for the recommendation, what I can say is uh, in Netherlands itself, they put a lot of investment on the robotic devices, especially in the medical field. So can people can develop more and more. perform a lot of research on this topic, and hopefully it can be translated in the hospital as soon as possible. And it will give this workflow easier to implement it if in the government or in the hospital itself. Also provide some, how to say, some rule or allowing this implementation of the robotic devices easier in their clinical practice. Because one of the common issue that we see, for example, in Indonesia is even though there are several academia has been developed these devices, but to implement it in the hospital, it's not easy. I can say it's not as easy as you can see in abroad. And the last part is indeed the robot itself can help you to do a lot of tasks, but to use the robot itself, maybe you need some comprehensive training. So it's not only an engineer can operate this robot, but the robot itself should be also easy to operate by the doctor or by the nurse that use the device in their daily practice. So I think that's all for today's presentation. I hope the time is good. Yeah. If you
Wow.
have any question or any comment, just email me through this one, or you can also ask question directly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kagiri. That's really cool material. It's really eye-opening about all the stuff related to medical equipment. Thank you so much. And we already have a lot of people who want to ask. We can go to Kadia first, maybe. Go ahead, Kadia.
Hi, Kak Gary. The topic is incredible. I have so much interest in cutting edge technology invention. And
Thank
I
you.
have seen several videos about robot-based AI in medical on the internet, and one of them was doing surgery. This robot is still in prototype, but it was performing the surgery by stitching a corn kernels or a corn seeds. Its tiny arm was able to slice the corn skin without touching unnecessary tissue, and stitch it back flawlessly. Even the gap between each stitch perfectly the same, and the result was remarkable. However, AI is trained by data fed by human, right? And human might be biased due to personal perspective, methodology preference, or anything else. So AI might reflect the same thing during decision making. And my question is specifically for the AI-based robot, uh, when the robot make mistake, who is going to be responsible for that? Whether the inventor or the doctor who did the pre-assessment or supervise the operation, or the company. Have you known so far any regulation about that? Thank you.
Thank you for a really
Yeah.
nice question, actually. So it's a really hot topics here that we also discussed. For example, when we develop this medical robotic beforehand, that what are the main regulation or what are the main requirement that need to be fulfilled for the medical robotic devices itself, so it can be safely translated to the clinical trial. Because before you can use the device in human, there are several steps that need to be taken. For example, as you said, that you need to perform this technique in a corn first, and then you will go, for example, to a artificial tissue, and afterward you go to the animal, and at the end you will go to the human trial. So it's not directly you can implement it to the human, but it will go such a long process beforehand to make sure that the robot can be safely operated. And when we talk about a mistake that may happen during the process, for example, as you said that if the robot make such a mistake because it has been trained from the AI data, then there should be such a procedure in the medical devices that you can press a button, then the robot should stop immediately. So those kind of things, for example, need to be implemented. So it's not like you make a device and it move as you make a command, but if there is some error, then there should be a way that okay, this is the emergency quit, then you should stop immediately to minimize the risk. That's the first thing. And the second one, when you develop these medical devices, then you want to make sure that the range of movement of the device is limited. So it's not free as possible, but it, for example, if you work on a small, tiny corn, then the range of movement may be between 1 to 3 centimeter. But if you don't make this kind of limitation, then there is a possibility that the robot can move to a outer area where the robot should work, then it may damage the patient. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting question, a big decision about who will be the one to take a responsibility about this one. But in the academia, we know about, I think in America, they call it Food and Drug Administration, FDA. So all of the thing that you propose, for example, for the medical devices, then it need to be approved by this FDA. So when the devices is already approved by this by this agency, then you can be sure that okay, no, all of the error or all of the things that can be possibility appear during the operation has been checked. So maybe there will be some error later on during the operation. Maybe it's a mistake by the doctor, or maybe it's mistake. But at least for the inventor or for the company, they know that this is already tested and it's already passed several steps, and it safely can be used in a normal situation. Hopefully, it answers your question.
Okay, it's clear. I can sleep well now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, go ahead, Kak Esther. Oh, by the way, thank you, Kak Dio, for the questions, and thank you, Kak Giri. Let's go next to Kak Esther.
Okay, thank you, Kasuki. Am I audible?
Yes.
Uh, Thank you for your presentation. For today, Mas Giri, I have two questions about. You mentioned a lot of advantage of using robotics in medical, and my first question is, what is the main disadvantage of using robotic, especially in surgery? Because you also mentioned there's robotic medical for certification and so on. And my second question, based on my analysis in Google, the main disadvantage of robotic surgery, it's expensive technology. So could you tell us how much money or how much capital maybe for some company to make this kind of technology, or maybe our government? And that's my second question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Let me just search quickly on the number on what is the price of the medical robotic here. Yeah. So I think the first question that you asked, what is the main disadvantage of the surgical robotic? You already answered it in your second question, which is the cost of the robotic itself. Yeah, I mean, it's a big technology, and you can also notice that in my previous explanation, to be able to use this kind of technology, you need to invest a lot in terms of the training or testing the robot itself, how it can be used in a animal, how can it use in a human, and afterward, after it pass all of the tests, then it will get some approval from this FDA, and then it can be fabricated in a big amount. So there are a lot of process here that will make the cost of the robotic part can be quite expensive, maybe really expensive in the beginning. But that also answer the second question that with a big investment, think about what kind of benefit that you can take from this implementation. So that's why I put a lot of advantages there to give you such an idea that, okay, if this is a big investment, but what will I get from here? You can see that there will be some benefit to the patient and also can be some benefit to the hospital, or maybe in a bigger range that you can see that a certain technique can be implemented new because of the new tools that you already have. And for the second question, sorry, can you remind me again? What is it called? Oh, about the price,
Yeah, maybe could you
right?
tell us the afraid of capital to make this kind of technology?
y-
Because
yes.
maybe it's related to our yesterday no, few days ago
Hmm?
class employee planner. Maybe there's, I don't know, someone wants to make some, you know, kind of business in this kind of field. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
The price range, it can be like from $1,000 or $10,000 to $1 million. So it depends on how big, how large, how complex the device itself. But uh, it's not cheap, I can say. That's one thing. And I just want to add something also. Why this kind of technology take a slow time to be implemented, especially when we talk about the first surgical robotic has been approved by 2000, and then now in 2024, you can barely see this type of robotic available in hospital. Because the thing is, to use this technique, then you need a new knowledge, then you need to get a new training. And for a senior doctor, let's say, or senior people in the hospital, it's quite difficult for them to adapt with a new thing because what you have done so far, you already experienced to do this surgery for 20 years, for 30 years using this tool. And then now you are forced to use a new technique, a new robotic, and then why should I use that one? I already trained to do this for a long time. And then, yeah, that's make it quite complicated as well. So that's why it's very important as well for the hospital or for the government to set a new regulation on this robotic implementation. I hope it answered your question.
Okay. That's enough, Kasta.
Yeah, that's enough. So
All right,
thank you,
cool.
Giri.
Yeah. All right. Kaldi, maybe you can make a really short question. Go ahead, Kak.
Okay, Kagiri. So my question is it's more about your educational career path. Um, since like you are also the awardee of LPDP scholarship, I want to know, like, is it common that uh someone who just like who hasn't been a lecturer, for example, to pursue their doctoral degree directly? And the second one, maybe short answer is okay. How to convince LPDP that you are the right person to as a doctoral degree candidate? I think that's all.
Yeah. Nice question. Nice question. Great.
Yeah, I think it's my mistake that I didn't introduce myself properly before. So for the LPDP itself, I get a scholarship for my master program. So the thing is, the scholarship itself, uh, it's for my master in University of Twente. And then after I graduate, then the doctoral degree that I also pursue in the same university is not from the LPDP, but it's from the university. Yeah, I can answer your question directly. How do you tell the LPDP if I want to pursue a doctoral degree? How do you want to say it to them? I'm not sure because I don't have any experience on that one. And I just want to inform you as well that I'm not a lecturer in Indonesia. So that's also a thing that may be quite interesting to know that after I finish my research now, what will happen when I return to Indonesia? It's a big thing. It's still unknown technical.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Giri, for the
You're welcome.
explanation.
Okay, well, should we should we take a picture? I think that we still have two more questions from other people, but I think the time is limited. Let's go take a picture. Who gonna assist us? Kafi, are you available to do it, to take the picture?
All right, so I will help you to take picture. So everyone, please all of you to open your cameras because I need to take screenshot picture and ensure that your face will be posted on our social media. Let's go, let's go. Kak Hendra, Kak Muhammad, Kak Basir, Kak Evika, Kak Sifni, Kak Milam, Kak Yasrin, Kak Meli, Kanui, Kak Matthew, Kak Mikazuki. All right. So I'm gonna count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's all. Thank you. Back to you, Kak Sil.
All right, thank you so much. So thank you everyone joining the Q&A session, and we're gonna go to the next session, which is the discussion room. So yeah, when P invited you guys to the breakout room, please accept yes and enjoy the discussion, guys, there. You guys also can invite our speaker to the breakout room if you have a question, but we were not calling your name. Okay, Kafi, go ahead.
All right. See you in the main room.
Go ahead, Kaldi.
All right, everybody. So good evening. In the breakout room. So basically, this is main room, FGD section. So I think I'm gonna lead the FGD section, and here we have like Kak Diof, Kak Adi, Kak Bashir, Kak Suci, Kak Mikazuki, and also we have our conductor and our MC and also Britzone English community. Okay, so before that, I want to know your condition first. I think let's start from Kadiof. How are you, Kadiof?
Hi, I'm just fine. Great, nice, very nice topic here. I have so much interest in technology, and the explanation was great, clear, and yeah, that's a nice session. Today is a nice session.
Okay, so we are really glad that you enjoy the class. Okay, and next, Suti, hello. Is it possible for you to open your camera?
Okay, Kak Aldi.
Mhm.
A minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So how are you, Kasuchi?
I'm good, Kak Aldi.
Okay. Is it your first time joining Britzone class?
No, this is not my first time.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So Kasuchi, since like I just met you here, so I don't know like what do you do for living? Where are you from? Something like that. Just brief introduction.
Okay, hello, everyone. My name is Suci. Um, I'm an accountant. I'm from Bandung.
Oh, from Bandung. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, thank you, Kak Suci.
thank
Okay,
you.
seems like it's only Kak Dio and Kak Suci would participate in our FG section. So I have some questions. This is from the conductor himself. So we're gonna discuss about, of course, robotic because the topic is about robotic, medical robotics specifically. So the first question would be, how do you view AI implementation in medical robot development? Okay, so it's okay if it is like a tough question or maybe like question that really confusing since like this is not what you studied, it is you don't know anything about it, but just try your best because the what is it? The purpose is to speak, yeah. Okay, let's start from I think Kasuchi, I think. How do you think, Kasuchi? How do you view AI implementation in medical robot development?
Actually, I had no idea for the answer because that's the hard question for me.
Hmm.
Because I'm not familiar enough with this field. So maybe Kadio first to
Yeah. Okay, how do you think, Kasuchi?
answer.
Okay.
Maybe
uh,
Kasuchi can add more
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
yeah after Kadio.
Uh, as I mentioned before, I've seen several videos about AI-based technology, especially in medical, and I have seen a device can perform a surgery by slicing through a small part without touching unnecessary tissue and then can stitch it back flawlessly. And the technology is remarkable, and I'm so happy about that. Uh, and it can help human in the future. But there are issues with me that I just mentioned to Giri. The accountability, who is going to be responsible for the mistake made by the AI. And clearly Kak Giri said that there are regulations to follow before we produce the technology and run it and in the production line or in the life or medical situation. And the second one is about the possibility for AI to replace or to displace the job, the human job in the future. As I have read on the internet, the founder of the Tesla, Elon Musk, has warned us about the threat in the future. But despite of this concern, um, he is still involved in developing AI by using his new Neuralink company. But I think this threat or is we need to be concerned about, and this is one of the questions that I need to ask to Kagiri also. How can we guard ourselves, our society or human, or our to defend ourselves in the future against the AI? That's my question, and I cannot answer it now. That's my perspective, Kak Aldi.
Okay, thank you, Kadio. So, aside of a very useful impacts from medical robot, there are also concerns about mistake that the probability of mistake from the robot themselves, and also you know the what is it, human replacement because of the robots. Okay, okay. How about Kasuchi then? Maybe you want to add something.
Yeah, I totally agree with Kadiov and Kak Aldi's statement that AI implementation will be very useful for the user, but still cannot change the the whole process, especially in medical field.
All right. Okay. Yes. Exactly. I just read some kind of news and papers that few months ago, I think, the medical robotic was already applied, but it was, yeah, of course, it was just like very new. A lot of it takes time to make it like what is it, mainstream. Is still like very new in our country. I forget what kind of medical robot it was, but as much as I know, it was like you can control some kind of medical process from far away. So the doctor is far away, but the process to do some kind of operation, they can do it without the doctor is physically in that room. So I think, yeah, that could be so much efficient in the future if it can be applied more massively. Okay, so the next question would be the second question, of course. What do you think are the main requirements for medical robotic to ensure safety and reliability? So it's actually related to kind of concern about mistakes, something like that. So what do you think the main requirement, Kadif?
The main requirement is, I think, the government should make the regulation first before the device being implemented in the real situation. And we need to catch up with the new technology and prevent the accident or the problem in the future. And usually we are getting left behind. And after the device being implemented and the problem happen, and then the government do the regulation or the discussion. That's the real situation right now, and it needs to be done before. Yeah, my main point is the regulation needs to be clear before implementation.
Yes, exactly. I couldn't agree more with that regulation. Okay, because it's for we don't want to because any kind of mistake that ever happened in the medical field, I guess that would be very disadvantageous for all of the patients, something like that. So how about Ka Suchi then? What kind of requirement aside of regulation? Yeah. Hello, Kasuchi. Okay, Kasuchi, are you still there? Okay, let me check the chat box. Maybe, okay, there's no message from Kasuchi. Okay, that's okay. All right. So once Kasuchi comes back, we're gonna go back to Kasuchi. Okay, let's go back to Kadios again.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, let's imagine. Let's have imagination. So, what is in your imagination when we talk about medical robotics? What kind of medical robotics that already in your imagination right now?
My imagination in the future, we are able to perform surgery using what is it called? the technology using the Google, Apple Vision. What are the technology called? What is it? I cannot remember. It's not an AI, but we are using a virtual screen through our glasses, and it can perform a hologram screen reflecting the body of the patient. So we can, so the doctor could do, the surgeon could do a surgery using the screen, but actually the executor, the robot, the mechanism, the mechanism, the physical executor is the robot in the other place. So it's similar to the telesurgery that you have just mentioned before, but it's using the virtual screen.
I see. Okay, so wow, thank you, Kak Dio. Apparently we have a newcomer. Someone just joined, Kak Evika. Hello, Kak Evika. Are you there?
No, sorry, Kak Aldi, can you assign me to Kak Yoga's room? I want to change my device.
I see.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, Kasuchi is already available. Hello, Kasuchi. Welcome back, Kasuchi. Okay, you're still like muted, Kasuchi. Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I just like misunderstood. It's not Kasuchi, Kasilmi. Okay. Okay, since like Kasilmi, can join the discussion. All right, so Kasilmi, hello.
Hi, Ka.
I just
Well,
need to see the
it feels
name.
so awkward because you just talked with two of you while waiting for Kaisuchi. Well, I'm here. You can talk to me too.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much for joining, Kasuchi. That would be so great. Okay, so any thoughts, Kak Silmi, for the
Oh,
discussion?
I mean, like for the previous other questions when you guys talking about AI or something like that, it's something concerning. I agree with you guys, but what is it? We don't really have to worry that much because nowadays the AI, and the developers who are making it, their main focus is using them as a tool. So not as a final solution. So just like the robotics stuff that was mentioned by our speaker previously, the robot still needs an operator. So the doctor who is well trained to operate the robot. So it's not the robot with a programmed AI doing the self operations. They're gonna be no way it's literally gonna be implemented in maybe like 10 years from now. I'm not sure that's gonna happen. We still gonna need a human to operate it. So we don't really have to worry that much. But what is it? One of the project in my company, using the AI. The AI in the medical field is used to help for the research. So like based on the what I say diagnosis, like what kind of symptoms that the patients experiencing, they collect it, and then like from the result of the laboratory test or something like that, they're gonna collect it, and then the AI help to like collect the data and generate something like that, and then still the final diagnosis is from the doctor, so we don't really have to worry that much. Yeah, so yeah. And then what is it? The things that you mentioned about a robot that operate from far away, it's quite scary. Yeah, that sounds scary, but it's really useful for an area, like let's say infected by nuclear, which is so not make sense for a human to go there. It's really risky, right? So this kind of robot, it's use there because there is no other there is no other way, right? There is no other option. So this kind of robot is used there, or maybe like during the COVID back then, like there are a lot of medical staff died because they got infected. But if we have this kind of robot, we can what is it can reduce the amount of doctor or medical staff that died because of the infections. So the robots can help to inject medicines or take samples of blood. This kind of robot already exists, but I know it's scary, but this kind of robot are really useful for this kind of
Cases.
situations. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Kasun, for your thoughts. So it makes clearer that probably in the few years, dozen years, humans still like uh the first choice, yeah, like robots might not replace humans, something like that, right? Okay, so I don't know, like as much as I know AI in general, also like people are afraid of that AI because of, oh, we will lose, like we will make more unemployed people, something like that. But in the end, like AI is just like a tools. Once again, like humans, like the smarter creature that create this AI. So that's why humans do like top
Yeah.
of, like mind of
Yeah,
everything.
true.
Something
Well,
like
the point is we need to learn as a human, learn more and more so we are smarter than the
mm,
AI.
yes, exactly. Okay, so Kasuchi, are you back? Okay, just
Yeah, Kak
okay.
Aldi.
All right, so we just discussed about yeah, of course, the medical robotics, and we are moving on to the third question, Kasuchi. So let's have an imagination. So what types of medical imaging do you know? Like how can they be used to improve medical robotics? I don't know. Maybe you can imagine what kind of medical robotics that you want to make it true. Probably you can like control medical process for far away, or maybe you can, like do like surgery with what is it? With the body scanning monitor, something like that. What is your imagination, Kak Suci?
Okay. Maybe the medical robotics that I know is lesser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have experience to do plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the only one medical robotics that I know.
Yes, yeah, LASIK for minus
Yeah,
eyes, right? So yeah, that's really easy right now to reduce minus in eyes with LASIK technology.
yeah.
All right. How about in the future? Something that hasn't been applied right now, but you want to see it happens in the future.
Mm, maybe the technology or the robotics that can apply to um, with the cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
But the type of medical I don't have idea about that, but I hope the in the future all the robotics medical things can be more can be cheaper than now.
Mm. That's Yeah, I think that's what everyone needs, yeah. Because like going to the hospital isn't like isn't affordable, yeah.
Yeah,
Over if the diseases are deathly, something like that. So sometimes people just give up on like money, like they
yeah,
just, oh yeah, oh, I don't have any choice. I just like, yeah, I just accept my fate,
yeah,
because they have no money, something like that. And making like medical robotic that can like can lower the price is absolutely what everyone needs. Okay, I also I think I have opinion too, that I think uh like in terms of health, everyone wants to, like to heal any kind of disease, right? But not all diseases can be healed, right? So I really want, I mean, like I expect like in the, years ahead, like any kind of diseases can be healed by the robotic things, because yeah, the point of going to the hospital is to be healthy. So robotic needs to make everyone healthy, whatever the diseases are. Okay, all right, thank you so much, guys. Are we still having time, Kak Silmi?
I think we still have like kind of 4 minutes. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Oh no, we only have 3 minutes left.
Oh, 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can skip the last question, I guess. So I want to know your hope from Kadiof and also Kak Suci for our our medics in Indonesia specifically. So it's like a what is it? A hope, a wish that we hope that like we can get it as soon as possible from our country. From Kadiof first, I guess.
As we know that any sophisticated technology in medical is so expensive. The price could be more than 100,000 US dollar or maybe 1 million US dollar. But why? That's why we see rarely high technology in our hospital in Indonesia. And my hope is I want the government to apply no tax for these devices, so the hospital can put the device, can buy the device, and make the price for the patient affordable. That's my hope. That's why most of the patients here in Indonesia go to Penang to do medical treatment, because of in Malaysia it's cheaper than Indonesia because they put no tax for any other high-tech equipment in medical, as far as I know.
I see. Okay, thank you, Kadiof. As I said before, that what everyone needs, yeah, to make cheaper price
Right.
when going to the hospital. Okay, the last Kasuchi maybe. What is your hope for our medical sectors, medical field in Indonesia? Okay, hello, Kasuchi.
Maybe the connection.
Or maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay then. Maybe Kasilmi then can replace Kasuchi.
Okay.
What is your hope, Kasilmi?
My hope. Well, I hope just like what you mentioned before, I hope there are gonna be more options or solutions offered by the medical robotics or the pharmacy, something like that, to cure any kind of illness. And just like rabies and HIV, as we know, we don't really have a cure for that yet. Like if someone got rabies, even though it's so, I mean, like you just got bitten by an animal, but you're gonna die instantly. Like that's so sad, like so tragic. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Silmi. So the time is up, so perfectly. We finish our discussion. Thank you so much, Kak Diof, Kak Suci, and also Kak Silmi for joining the discussion. And yeah, as usual, we're gonna pick one representative. Okay, is it Kak Suci or Kak Diof? I don't know. Since like Kak Diof is very so loyal to our organization, I don't know, maybe we will give the opportunity to Kak Suci. Okay. All right, back to Kak Silmi.
Thank you, Kaldi. Thank you, everyone. Okay. It was a really interesting topics. And
More time.
yeah, we need more time. But wait, I have a question. Like, do you guys have difficulty with the topics today?
It's quite hard.
It's very hard, but okay, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard but challenging.
Oh, that's cool. I
It's
love that
actually
word.
really hard. And the
Yeah,
material also, I don't understand.
okay, that's fine, that's fine. But
We
you guys
also
learned something new from this
We're
topic.
trying.
Sure,
That's awesome.
I
That's
found something new.
yeah, that's awesome. At least we know new vocabulary and new terms that is used in
Yeah.
robots in medicals, which is so cool. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the session and well, let's choose the representative. Let's go with maybe Kayuga. Who's your representative, Kayuga?
So much. Like I was willing to like, okay, please let me be chosen. Like my uh, my group. And thank you, Kak Silmi, because like we were still in the discussion, talking, and then we were like forced back into the main room. So I would like to ask Kak Efika as a representative of from our room. Please, Kak Efika.
Okay, me? Okay, thank you, Kak Yuga. So, in my breakout room, we were facilitated by Kak Yuga with Kak Ryan and Kak Esther. And then we were talking about robots in medical, you know. So, the only one who actually have an experience in that area is Kak Ryan. But, so, I don't, but Kak Yuga asked us a few questions regarding that. What are the upside and the downside of the involving robots in surgical. And I think every advancement of technology in this world, there are some upside and downside. The upside would be that the robots could be more precise and less human errors than humans, but the downside probably that it could be expensive, especially if it breaks down. And to make sure that using robots in surgery runs smoothly, I think we have to make sure that the humans that operate it actually are professionals who knows how to do their things, and we have to make sure that it has a very good maintenance, and make sure that we have good technicians to fix it when it breaks. Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaifika. Thank you, Kayuga. Also, I really agree with all of your points from your discussions in your room at Kaifika and Kayuga. Okay, maybe one more. Let's go with Kailin. Kailin?
Hi, Kasilmi. Uh, uh, in my room, I have Kaidi and Ka Zainal. We have like so much fun discuss about this. Even though we didn't understand yet about this. Sorry. I will choose Ka Zainal to be our representative. Ka Zainal, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Kathleen. Actually, we are not master in medical technologies, but we are trying to discuss about that. Based on my own experience, I had working for one of the medical appliances, and I in charge as a sales and marketing at the time. But for the robotics, I didn't know so well about that. But one of the I asked to the facilitator, the Agiri, and I asked, is it possible to be applied in Indonesia? And he said he doesn't think so that Indonesia can implement that AI in robotic because there were some disadvantage and also some rules that we couldn't afford that, especially our government didn't support in it, especially for the cost and also the ethical and legal concerns, also the environment's impact, also the challenge of the patient trust, something like that. So I think it is just technology in a world, but our country has not applied for that. We just know, but we didn't apply for this time. Maybe later. Thank you, Kailin.
Thank you, Kak Zainal. Back to you, Kak
Okay.
Salmi.
All right. Thank you, Zainal. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And well, let's call Kagiri again. Hi, Kagiri. All right. So well, we are at the end sessions already of today's class. Could you please like give us like one or two statement what you want to give to everyone?
Yeah, it's a really interesting discussion actually when I visit the breakout room and see what people think about this kind of topic. I understand that it's quite new, but I think it's also a good thing to see that what is already happening in the other part of of the world because you are not living alone here, you are not living only in Indonesia, but also there are something happening there. And I think my main uh, point that I can see from the discussion is there is this how to say it, a misunderstanding about the term of robotic or AI or what is the purpose of having robotic or AI implemented in the medical field. Because normally people think that, okay, I have this robot, I have this AI, and then I believe that by using this one, everything will solve magically, like, boom, it's done. But it's not like that. That's the thing you need also understand that AI or robotic part is only a tool. So a tool means it's something that can be used to facilitate your main job. It's not to replace you or replace a doctor or replace someone that already worked there, but it's only to make your life easier.
Yeah.
So don't think or don't worry about, okay, if I have a robot implemented in Indonesia in 2 or 3 or 10 years ahead, then maybe I will lose my job. It doesn't work like that. So don't worry about it. The final decision is always on the human side. So you are the one who will decide that you want to use the robot, you want to use the AI, or you trust it. It's on you. It's not on the robot. It's not on the AI. I hope it will be so much clear now because we start with introduction. Then you can find a lot of news and you can start exploring yourself what's happening in medical field. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kak. Thank you so much. That's a really great statement, and thank you so much for all of the knowledge you shared to us. It's really precious material. That's really great and awesome. Well, I'm gonna close the class for today. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, YouTube, for watching. All right.
Bye,
See you
guys.
guys. Yeah,
Thank
see you guys
you.
Thank
next
you
Thank
so
you.
time.
much for
Bye
tonight,
bye.
guys. See you
Thank
again.
you guys for
Thank
Bye
having
bye.
me.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Karatna.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kasifni. Thank you, Kasifni.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Karen,
Kak
everyone.
Kasifni.
Thank you.